Well, alrighty, fellas. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If you're watching the live stream, there's about 30 hours left, guys. 30 hours left in the Halloween event for 2024 in PokeMMO. Whether you liked it, didn't like it, I think it's cool to give it a nice send-off, say goodbye to it. Whether, you know, it at least brought something positive to the game, whether you can think it's just vanities, mysterious balls, raid content, not raid content. I had a blast personally, and I apologize to those that didn't, but I thought it was a ton of fun. I honestly enjoyed everything that I engaged in, catching swarm Pokemon, coolest vanities I've seen in an event. I really just enjoyed every little activity that I did pretty much, and the ones that I didn't, I just avoided, like wisps. I don't really like wisps, right? But yeah, so jumping into today, 30 hours left into the event. If you're watching the stream recap, it's probably only about 8 hours, maybe like 8 to 10. It ends at 7 p.m. ET, technically 6:59 p.m. ET, and then we're looking forward to the upcoming Christmas event, most likely. So let's go ahead and prepare for that, do some things. I'm actually selling off 1,000 RP vouchers. So I bought these at the beginning of the event for around it was either 2.4 or 2.6 mil. I don't remember. Either way, it's a nice little profit, and the reason I'm selling them is because I want to go buy a donor status. It is, I feel like, over the next, whatever time period, I am going to be leveling so many Pokemon, shiny hunting. Like, even if I only play like a few hours a week, like just via streams, even if I just stream, I don't know, minimum of 3 hours a day, like 5 days a week, I'm gonna end up getting my value out of my donor status. So even I'm so frugal that even I myself, who plays this game a ton, am like, should I buy my donor status, yes or no? So if you ever feel like that, know that I feel that way too. We're going to jump into finishing XP training the Pokemon that I was working on. We have a Primeape level 99, another Primeape level 90, a Mienshao almost level 100, and then a Cloyster level 60. We have a Cloyster that we did get all the way up to level 100 in our PC as well. So we made a lot of progress yesterday. I'm a little worried about getting these, sold off in time before the end of the event. Thankfully, the Cloysters won't really be event bound. The Primeapes are. The Mienshao, I can even sell those outside of the event. They're just a good PVM Pokemon, a good PvP Pokemon. That's fine. Primeapes, not that good of a Pokemon outside of the Darkrai raid. I love it. I wish it was better, but it's not that amazing. So let's go ahead and just get started. I know there's some other stuff to talk about today. For example, there's another upcoming catch event, week 5. I put out the video this morning. Week 5 is an Eevee-themed catch event. Well, it's Koga, Grimer, Weezing's the reward, but you can catch Eevee. It'd be really cool to see someone get a shiny Eevee randomly while doing that catch event. That is coming up, I believe, on the 16th at 3 p.m. ET. So tons of PokeMMO news, PokeMMO events, lots of stuff coming to an end, more stuff on the horizon. Lots of stuff to talk about, lots of prep to do. How do we prep for Christmas? This Christmas event is most likely going to be so different than anything we've ever seen before, due to the fact that previously they did elf bots for many, many years. The elf bot event was finished. It was concluded last year. However, last year, they also didn't really have an identity for the Christmas event, in my opinion, because they spent last year was Johto, guys. People forget that Johto came out about a year ago, right? All developer time and resources went to Johto. So last year's holiday events, in my opinion, were easily the worst in the game. But that's also okay, worst in the game's history. It was expected because they were working on Johto so much, right? So that might be level 100 on the Primates. Nice. Both Primates level 100. Cool to see. But anyways, so to prepare for an event that we don't know how to prepare for, we don't know like what it could possibly have. I think just Pokeyen. I think storing up Pokeyen. If you want to do things like, if you think the shiny boost will return, I hope it does. I don't think it will. You could stock up on fossils. You could stock up on Dittos. That's up to you. I think Pokeyen is the safest way to prepare. And then there are riskier things. There are riskier ways to prepare. What was that 0 I saw? That was interesting. There are riskier ways to prepare as well, though. So things like prepping possible raid Pokemon. Things like prepping fossils, eggs, eggs like I talked about, Dittos, right? So there's a little riskier things, but overall, Pokeyen is going to be the safest. And as we learn more information, as any forum posts, if we see any leaks from staff or developers, I'll try to let you guys know as soon as possible. There you go.
When Lotus enters, you lose 2 life, sacrifice your creatures, and draw 2 cards. And then you pay 1 black to regenerate him. It's Grixis colors and then 1 colorless. So it's 4 mana. Oh! Oh!
Oh, cool. Awesome. Sick. Yes. Nice. It's been a while. Hey, it's been a while, boys. Hey. On a Wednesday stream. Why not? Dude, it's been a while. This is a good looking shiny. What a good looking shiny. Dude, nice. Oh, that's so sick. I don't know how to kill these guys is the only problem. I'm pretty sure Rock Slide doesn't kill, but I'm not going to click that. Dude, awesome. That's so sick. It's been so long. That's been so long. Yeah, ancient power is a special attacking Rampardos. Ancient power kind of does damage. Even if this thing goes down, I have plenty of high level Mons in the back. Nice. This is a beautiful shiny. I don't have either of the shinies here. I was super happy. I'm super happy with this. 58,000 encounters dry. Man, and for reference, I'm gonna do the math. I know a lot of you guys. Oh, did my camera just hold up? A lot of you guys have probably seen this math, but over my last, I think this is my 6th shunt. Over a long period of time, and essentially, I'm gonna get beat up here. Since the start of Shiny Wars, I've tracked my encounters very closely. My first shiny hunt in Shiny Wars went 112,000 encounters dry. The next one went 52,000 encounters dry. The next one was a very lucky 22,000. You know, is it very lucky? This was all on Dunder status and Shiny Charm, by the way. Let's keep that in mind. Let me 1 sec. Make sure I do this appropriately. Let's just Drain Punch him. All right, next up. So 22,000. Next one was 49,000. And then I actually did get pretty lucky and got a 13,000 encounter Shiny Marowak, right? So 248,000 encounters for, what is that, 5 shinies right there? An average of 49,600 encounters per shiny. That's not very good on Donor status and charm, where my rate should be like 1 out of 23,000, 1 out of 25,000. I'm well over double odds. Oh, well, what if you take that same number? What if we include the last 6 shunts and you do plus 58,000? Oh, Patrouski, I'm a little worried about you, bro. This number does not look so good. Yeah, because I'm averaging 51,000 encounters per shiny, but at least we got another shiny. That's all that matters. And if I keep hunting, my RNG should even out over a long period of time. Opium. But I believe, okay? I believe in it. We're going to catch this bad boy. I'm so excited. That's so cool, man. It's been so long. This is a beautiful shiny. Not that bad. I guess. The problem is I don't mind. If it was 58,000 encounter, I don't mind at all. I don't mind being that dry. The problem is going dry consistently over many, many shunts over and over. That kind of hurts. That's where I'm like, okay, this kind of sucks. You know, that's just me. If your own bar is at a different point, then more power to you. Maybe I should have killed that one, but I think it's good to go for the... Dude, this is a great looking shiny. I'm like very, very happy with this. I'm very, very, very happy with the shiny. I was not expecting that today. Oh, also, wait, I just popped Donator status. Wow, that's actually cool. That's actually cool. I did forget. I just popped Donator status. Wow. Just hunt thinking your odds are 1 out of 50K. That's the Giga Brain play. You just cope, you know, oh, maybe I just have worse odds. That's okay. That happens, surely. True. True. Orange shinies are so underrated. Orange shinies are always some of my favorites. Always. All the time, every time, man. Shelder is an S tier shiny for me in Kanto, like one of the S tiers of Generation 1. This is awesome, dude. Very, very happy about this. Bit of a long battle for the catch, so apologies. Anyways, we'll kill this Dawn fan. Get it taken care of. How you doing today, Burger Boy? I'm doing good. How you doing today, Clarko? He's just hanging out, mostly. He just wants to eat my hand. Instead of catching the shiny. I'm pretty... From my understanding, I'm pretty prepared, Shrek, but I appreciate you. Appreciate you looking out. From my understanding, I'm pretty prepared. I was a little scared there. I'm not gonna lie. I need to focus up a little bit. I was a little scared. I should be good, dude. I appreciate it though. I was a little scared. I hit the shiny there for a quick sec. I'm not gonna lie. Oof. Yeah. Guys, I always keep in mind at this spot to have high level Mons on me. I'm gonna go switch over to. I don't have a catching Pokemon on me. Is the only problem here. From this point, I probably just spam timer balls. I don't have a false swipe or a spore, so eventually this should just catch him on turn 9. This is totally fine. Totally fine. Let's see how this goes, fellas. Let's see how it goes. Oyster goes down. I should be fine. I could just... I don't actually have... I was gonna like revive a Catchymon, but I don't have one. I have permanent revives as well. So I should be fine. I wonder if there's something I could hit it with to do a little bit of damage. It's just so low level. I don't want to hit it with like a rock smash or something. It's pretty unlikely it would kill. I might want to be I might want to calc something here actually. None of these are banded. It might be worth to calc something here. I'm going to be super honest. I might actually hit over to the I might calc this, boys, to make sure there's no situation where I lose this. All right, I calced it. The Rock Smash should do, it seems like about 30 to 35% damage. That's assuming that he's a negative defense nature. The clicking Rock Smash should be okay. We do 28.4%. Crit would be, 1.5 times that. We do get a defense drop there. Ooh, that does make things. Let me do a -1 defense and see what damage we're doing now. I don't know if I can hit it now. I think that defense drop is actually so unlucky. Now with the defense drop, I think I do 46 to 54%. So I think with crit, I kill. So I can't rock smash. Okay, now we just timer. That was actually... But it's like a 50% chance of that happening, to be fair. But that was actually a really unlucky defense drop, which is kind of unfortunate. Once again, thankfully, I like worst case scenario, I should be able to spam permanently revives. Like this should be a guaranteed catch. There's nothing like super scary here, but whenever you have a shiny Pokemon, you want to be like super safe about it. They're pretty rare in PokeMMO. There you go. There it is, boys. There it is. Shiny Donphan caught. 31 field defense. I'll take that happily. I just haven't seen a shiny in so long. Metal 58, Mount Silver. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's been a long time since I've seen a shiny like that. So we got it, guys. GG's. Thanks for watching that journey. I just really didn't expect the shiny today. Let's go add it to the collection. Let's go see. Yes, another shiny. Condemned to Pat's boxes for the rest of eternity. Mwahaha. This is not in the correct chronological order. I try to keep these in chronological order, but that is shiny number... What is that, 46? I think it's number 46. Let's see if there's any more in my boxes somewhere, maybe. I think that's 46, but these are like, yeah, these are all other ones. Well, no, my Rampardos. It's 47. That is shiny number 47. That... Oh, no, there's a Smeargle. What is happening? 46. Final answer. It was shiny number 46, boys. Pretty cool to see. Really cool Pokemon. We're wasting my XP charm, but that's okay. Really good looking shiny. Like shockingly good looking shiny. Okay, someone already redeemed the Twitch points to rename the Donphan, and they chose like the best name possible. Hashtag Go Ravens. I know, cringe, but I do like my foosball. It has been named to King Henry, which is so good. So good. I don't think any of us thought that Derrick Henry was going to put in this much work this year, and they were going to run him this much, but he's been fucking killing it. Good luck this Sunday, boys. Oof, that's a sick rename. Alrighty, fellas, there it is, dude. Level 100 Cloyster. I'm actually really shocked we were able to get that done in that XP charm. I made a massive mistake. I should have had Dinner Status popped for this entire grind. It would have saved me so much time, and therefore maybe more Pokeyen per hour. That was a big mistake on my end. I definitely should have. I think I should have had Donor Status. So don't always be afraid to buy Donor Status. Take it as a lesson from me. But anyways, let's go ahead and go sell these bad boys. Let's see what these price out for. Let's see how much progress we actually make. So it ended up taking me. I have a timer on my phone. It ended up taking me, I think, around 5 hours. Yeah, pretty much exactly around 5 hours. So let's go check. 5 hours plus 750k to buy all the UTs plus 4 XP charm 100%. There's a lot of cost involved here, which I bought for like 40k a piece, 36k a piece. So we'll do 36k times 4. This was not as good as I thought it was going to be, but I think it was, again, I think if I popped Donor Status and considered that to like a passive cost, I think this would have been like way, like, once again, Donor Status is like 25% more XP. It's like kind of ridiculous. Yeah, 25% extra. And once again, I buy all my donor statuses with Pokeyen, so don't think like you need to like spend real money on the game. I always tell people I've spent $10 over 11 years playing PokeMMO. You do not need to spend money on this game to like get results. Okay, let's go list things though. Around 900,000 Pokeyen is our cost. Don't love that number. Not great to see that, but that's the honest number. I want to be honest with you guys. Let's go check. Cloyster, Adamant Nature, 31 attack, 31. Nature, Adamant, level 100. What's the cheapest one? Cloyster. Scared me for a second. Let's see. 220. Oh man, people are undercutting. And this is, people talk about the good sides of being a content creator. And there are a lot of good sides. I don't want to talk about that. They don't talk about the bad sides. Like when you release a video talking about the money making method and people undercut the fuck out of you while you're doing it, haven't sold your stuff off yet. That's it. That's the market though. That's the market at work. That's how it's supposed to happen. That's okay. This is the reality of PokeMMO and the reality of MMOs. I'm still going to list mine, I think for... These have all been listed for less than 15 hours or so. I'm probably going to go 288K. I think maybe like 270-ish. The Cloysters will sell. These I'm not so worried about. Like these will be good for a long time to come. These are not restricted to the event. I'm just going to sell both of these for 288K. So we're going to do... I have no problem. These will sell regardless of the event. The Primates and such might be a little worse. So it's going to be 288 minus 14K for listing fee times 2. So far it's 548K, right? Next up, you got our Primates. Now the Primate market did explode a lot recently, but it's probably cooling down. It's the last 30 hours or so of the event. Oh my goodness. Yup. And this is what... No, I'm sorry. Let me wait. Are we fine? Are we fine? Oh, we're better than fine, boys. Oh, we might be in business, boys. Oh, goodness. Oh, now this is what I'm talking... Okay. We might be fine. We might be more than fine. People are scrambling. People are absolutely scrambling to finish Darkrai in the final 30 hours of the event. I'm going to list that for 500K. It's going to subtract 25. It's going to be 475 like this. Half a mil is crazy. It is nuts. Now, these need to sell within the next 24-ish hours. And if they don't, I'm out a lot of money and time. That's not good. So those are riskier ones. Mienshao is another one that can hold its value. Mienshao, Cloyster, those guys hold its value. I'm not... Cloyster holds its value. Primate does not. Primate doesn't really. Okay, let's check this. There's just no options. Mienshao, level 100, Adamant. This one's 5 times 31. I almost want to buy this and like flip this. This is so good. I'm just gonna list this bad boy for 400K and see if it sells. There's no other options. There's no other alternatives. Maybe I undercut this one. We'll undercut that one. No, we already are. Oh, we're already well under this. Oh, I might go 449 then. Because then someone will see, oh, 480K, but they'll see this one 2 times 31. It's just cheaper. Oh, that's easy peasy. Okay, this money-making method actually did end up being better than I expected. I can actually guarantee that. We're going to do plus 425K on top of that. I was expecting this to be a lot worse. But it might actually have ended up being amazing. So 2 mil is the expected coming in, not guaranteed, expected, minus the 900K cost. That leaves me with about 1 million Pokeyen over 5 hours of work, which is still 200K Pokeyen per hour, which is not amazing. However, if I did this with donor status the entire time, it would have, 200K per hour for doing a EV training and like pure grinding focus method that can be done by anybody. Obviously, it might be worse if you're doing Hellwinds at Battle Frontier, which is the average player is going to be doing, as opposed to the Mount Silver spot. EV training is the same though. EV training, you'll do the same speed. It's not bad. Like almost any player can EV train and XP grind Pokemon for profit. It's just you have to have the time and effort and the patience to do it. You could watch movies while you do this sort of Pokeyen making. You could watch anime, do something else on the side. I really enjoy talking about semi-AFK activities, like just sitting there and grinding XP over and over again. So I think it's pretty cool to see. Around 200K, that's with a bunch of mistakes on my end and a bunch of, problems. So I think this could easily be 250K with donor status pop the entire time. But also you have to include the cost of donor status. So I'm really happy. I'm not pretty happy with this. There's a lot of Pokeyen coming my way, most likely. Let's go collect the Pokemon we have sitting over here as well. And then move on to our next task. What is next to do within PokeMMO before Christmas comes around? Okay, for whatever reason, I'm so feeling up to it. I'm going to go do some Larvitar Shunting. I'm just feeling lucky today. So this is really far from a PC location. You have to have Mount Silver access. So Pokedex completed to be able to access it. Obviously, very cool, like pretty rare shiny. It's a 20-80 split. So 20% chance of Larvitar hordes, 5 times hordes, and then 80% chance of Onyx hordes. So on average, you'll get 4 shiny Onyxes on the way to 1 Larvitar. I'm feeling lucky today. I'm just going to arbitrarily hope, after getting that 1 shot, I'm going to arbitrarily hope that not only do I get another shiny at like less than 1,000 encounters, like very, very low encounters, I also am hoping and coping to get a Larvitar first phase without any other Onyxes. Will this happen? Almost guaranteed no. But if it does, it will look very cool. Do you think they'll ever add Sweets in Ocarina? This question was talked about a ton. I want to say 2 years ago. And my answer used to always be like vehemently no. Because when you think of Sweets in Ocarina, or all of the other... Maybe Sweets in Ocarina would come, but it wouldn't be an Ocarina. It'd be like called a different item entirely. One of our Primeapes just sold. Let's fucking go, boys. Nice. That already pays for over half of our costs on those grinds. Anyways, Sweets in Ocarina. The problem is every single Ocarina works in a way where you just pop it and you use it and that's it, right? Sweets in Ocarina will never come in that form because it just destroys the Lepa market for no reason. Why would you want to get rid of a money sink out of your game, right? Why would you want to get rid of a money-making method like berry farming? There's just no reason to add Sweets in Ocarina. It would just destroy the game. It makes shiny hunting faster for no benefit, for no reason. Like, it's the worst thing. It's the dumbest update without something more like, okay, imagine there's this thing called, I don't know, it wouldn't be Ocarina. It'd be like Sweet Scent flute. Let's do a different, if they're gonna make it a different instrument, I don't know, bro. The Sweet Scent drum. Ah, yes. You would basically take this drum and you would fill it with Lepa berries, and then you would be able to Sweet Scent. It would consume the Lepas, and then essentially you just wouldn't need a Sweet Scent Pokemon in your party. That'd be the only reason to so I wouldn't need like my Spiritomb Sweet Scent, for example. I didn't think that I didn't see any use in the Sweet Scent drum. I was like, what the fuck is, like, I was like, where would you ever need this, right? But recently, during Shiny Wars, I realized, I was like, oh wow, if I'm egg hatching, egg ticking, plus hoarding, it actually makes a massive difference. Needing the lead Pokemon, because so during Shiny Wars, we would do something called egg ticking, which actually got buffed / changed recently. I haven't talked about that on stream yet. Maybe I'll make some run me to make some eggs today, and I can show you guys what changed about it. But essentially, you would you would time it out in a way so that you could ×5 hoard while also hatching eggs and not lose any time. I have a guide for it on my channel. It did get changed though. I'll have to cover that very soon. And essentially, I lost my train of thought. Very typical. Essentially, bro, what? Okay, holy shit, I remember. This is not a bit. I actually just have, I swear to God, brain damage from all the shunting I do. Okay, old head forgot. So there actually was a demand. So if you're egg ticking while hoarding, you want to have a flame body Pokemon to reduce the hatching time. It's really, really important, right? But you also need a Sweet Scent Pokemon. So you can either hatch 4 eggs in your party and then have 2 Pokemon lead, which is what I did, or just like choose one or the other. You have to go Sweet Scent and then not disregard flame body, right? I think most people hatched with 4 or whatever. But yeah, I don't know if there's a flame. I think maybe like, I don't know if there's a flame body Pokemon that knows Sweet Scent. That was a big like discussion. Maybe Volcarona did. I'm not sure. I don't know if Volcarona could Sweet Scent though. That was like a whole. People were hunting for that. I don't know if they ever found it. Yeah, it would have been used. Yeah. So that was the only time was while egg ticking, while also time step hoarding, where I was like, oh, like Sweet Scent some sort of sweet scent ocarina, sweet scent drum, sweet scent flute would have actually been like very relevant here. Like it really, really would have been helpful and beneficial. Someone said in chat, will mysterious balls drop in price as more variations are added through more events? I can't predict the market. Nobody can. What I can say is the history of what's happened. Historically, I was kind of concerned about this as well, Aiden. Historically, as more mysterious balls have been added, it hasn't affected the price of other ones. Other ones don't go down. If anything, more excitement comes out and they go up, which is kind of I didn't expect that, right? But like when a good example, cherish balls, when mysterious cherish balls came out, I was like, oh, okay, like that's probably going to hurt the price of everything else, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't invest in them and yada, yada, yada. That was a big mistake. I hardcore should have invested in mysterious cherish balls. They went way up in price, as did all the, but thankfully I was big into great balls and other things. So all of those also went up turbo in price. So I feel like we haven't seen that happen yet. It's possible to happen. It doesn't mean it's not possible. But historically we've seen it play out where mysterious balls, if anything, gain more excitement from new variations and variants being added to the game. Yeah, people have been talking to me a lot, asking if I think that Cresselia will come in the once again, so many predictions on top of predictions. If I think that Cresselia might come to the game in the Christmas raid, I don't think so. The reason we expected the Halloween raid to be Cresselia was because we thought it was going to be a permanently ownable legendary similar to Shaman, and they previously have talked about not adding Uber's tier legendaries to the game, things like Darkrai. So we ruled out Darkrai because it was an Uber's tier legendary, as well as seeing Dream Essence in the custom strings of the game. So it was theorized to possibly be Cresselia for those reasons, for like Dream Essence and yeah, whatever. But now that those things have been answered, I don't think we're seeing Cresselia, but I could be wrong. Maybe they want to add a permanent legendary next, and it could be Cresselia. I don't know. I don't think there's anything left evidence-wise to predict Cresselia coming. But now it's just that'll be the crazy thing about the Christmas event is that it's fucking anybody's game. It's totally anybody's game. This is a great sentence. I know you just said there's no evidence of any possible legendary for Christmas, but I do want to point out that Jirachi looks like the star at the top of a Christmas tree. Very valid point. I mean, there is to be fair, the next likely it could be Jirachi because of Wishing Stone. I mean, that's been the big talked about thing, is what the reward for Wishing Stone will be, what will Wishing Stone do, like and people have theorized Jirachi, it's the wishing Pokemon from my understanding. I just don't know enough about traditional Mons like that or traditional legendaries to really comment on what I predict Wishing Stone will be. That's the general community consensus. But I've also noticed, I want to keep in mind, whenever we talk about predictions or possibilities on this channel, please don't take them as fact. I've seen a few people who are like, if people predict things, they will get upset if they don't happen. You never want to, you never want to set yourself up for that. We get very little communication from the devs. So we do a lot of theory crafting and prediction stuff as a community to kind of just have fun and keep ourselves interested. No harm in that. Nothing wrong with that. There becomes harm when you start getting upset if the community predictions don't happen, okay? So just keep that in mind when we talk about stuff like that in my content. I really appreciate you guys' understanding. This is such a great question. Someone said, hey, I'm about to play Pokemon for the very first time, and I was wondering how important is XP share, and should I start in a region where I can get it early and get boosted XP to catch up the team? That's a great question. I think XP share is actually very good and very help. It is kind of convenient. You can switch out for stuff, but I think a lot. That kind of adds time, right? What I would say is you actually don't need to worry about starting in a region with XP share, because keep in mind, this game is an MMO. We have a global trade link. We have essentially a grand exchange. Once you get four gym badges in your first region, you can then go buy an XP share for 41k, which you might even have that in pure cash just from trainers by the time you get your 4th gym badge. Maybe. You might have a bit less. Keep that in mind. But you could farm for that pretty easily. So once you reach your 4th gym badge in PokeMMO, you're able to access so many other things, access things like the XP share. I don't want you to warp your whole first region around it, because you can always access things after the 1st gym badge. Getting your first... Oh, dude, another primate. I didn't even notice. We're officially in the profit, boys. Anyways, back to not being distracted. That's crazy. I'm really shocked the primates sold. The primates are what sold this quickly. That's crazy. Anyways, that's what I was talking about. Just getting your first 4 gym badges done, very important, and getting your first region done is super important. Getting your first region will always be your hardest because you won't have access to high-level XP training spots, EV training spots, Pokemon, like items. Like, you have the least amount of resources, so your first region is your toughest. I usually recommend people, there's 2 options for what region you should start in. Now, well, I guess the third is, I have a video called What's the Best Region in PokeMMO, which breaks down all of these things in very good depth. However, there's 2 things. Quick TLDR answer it. You should either, number 1, start in your favorite region, because you're going to have the most amount of fun, which will keep you playing, which will help you make more progress and make you enjoy the game. So number 1, just start in your favorite region. Number 2, Unova is really fucking good. Unova is the best region in terms of efficiency to start in. But once again, I think starting in your favorite region is more important than that early game. I also just realized, this is like not really important, but I think it's cool. I broke my 58,000 encounter dry streak with a level 58 Don fan exactly. Now, is that a coincidence? Yes, it doesn't really mean anything, but it's cool. Here, this is actually really cool. I've actually never seen this. This is a screenshot from my Discord provided by Xanarchy, so shout out to him and thank you so much. I've talked in the past how it always seemed like the PokeMMO devs weren't interested in adding Black White 2 as a region. They talked about adding it into the core engine to update the engine of the game moving forward to be able to do things like Gen 6 in the future. They have talked about that. I didn't realize, this is from 2023. Rach has talked about, this is now keep in mind, this is like she says, or they say considered, right? So they say, but we might consider Black White 2 as a region, adding it as an actual map in the game, since it's a fully fleshed out region with new areas and spawns. So that's cool. I've never seen that before. That's a good resource, a good source to know. Good, like, the devs give us so little communication. Every little screenshot, in my opinion, every little like thing they ever say, you don't want to hold on to it as fact and gospel and whatever, but it's good to know. It's good to, okay, these are the possibilities. This could happen. This might happen. Don't let your hopes get built up and then be upset because that's not how they qualify very well. So don't, you know, I try like I try to as well, right? But that's cool. It's good to know every little piece of information that we have. I appreciate that, Zan. I feel like an argument, we're talking about Darkrai, and people were talking about like whether Darkrai is just a flex or like an, you know, is it worth to get Darkrai? And I'll be the first to say Darkrai is pretty much just a flex right now. Like, there's not really a pragmatic reason to get Darkrai that we know of right now, right? That's a big thing. However, I feel like PokeMMO players fail to consider sometimes the future of the game. If you've only been playing for like a year or less, if you've been playing for like 2 years or more, you probably understand like this premise. If you've seen like Johto release and you've seen how if you've been playing for 2 years, you've probably seen the game change enough where you understand how much it can change, essentially, right? If you've been playing the game for like a year or less, you probably haven't seen like how much the game can change, right? So you may understand like they're trying to future-proof things. When they make things like Darkrai not usable in PvE, right? It may not just be for the content that's available now in the game. They're probably trying to future-proof balancing of raids and future-proof the balancing of possible other PVM content or other dungeons or Battle Frontier reworks. Or like, you have to, when you're an MMO, like a long-term game, you have to think about the future with every single decision you made. And PokeMMO, the devs, have historically made very good decisions for the future of the game, even if the players don't like it at the time, right? A lot of decisions that we have in the game right now were despised upon launch, right? Look at things like the breeding system. This breeding system was despised upon launch. I think this breeding system literally caused like half of the players to quit. The closest I've ever seen PokeMMO to dying was when they were trying to find the right breeding change to the game, and this was the one that like went through so many iterations that sucked, and then finally landed on this one, and it consumed Pokemon, and people hated it, and the game almost died, even though it was for the health of the game, and it was the correct decision. And nowadays we look back at the breeding system as one of the most core, best elements of the game. Like, yes, it is tough to get used to, and yes, it sucks for new players to like get used to, but it's also good for new players to make Pokeyen, and good for new players for balancing for PvP and consistency, right? And it keeps the economy stable. It sucks out good heavy Pokemon. There's been a lot of updates like this. The 2080 Horde split was another one. The devs have never been afraid to put out updates that the player base will not like in the short term for the health of the game in the long term, which is not easy to do. I think you should like commend and respect that. Now, maybe they're wrong. They're not always right. Don't get me wrong. They're not always right. So maybe they're wrong on this one. Maybe Darkrai being temp does kill the game or whatever, right? We have to just kind of wait and see. I think we'd have to have a lot more patience and see what the health of the game looks like and see what future PVM content comes out. So just be patient. Feel free to critique the game, praise the game, critique the game, whatever you want to do. Be polite about whatever you do, but just also be patient. I think keep seeing what's in the future is really important. This game is such a marathon, not a sprint. Every MMO is. It's a long-term game, and it's here to stay, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Wait, this is an interesting idea. So, this is just an idea. So, Shama Runner was talking about the idea of, instead of like, because Mystic Watches, why introduce a new item into the economy to lessen the timer of Darkrai? Why not have it be something in game, like a certain Pokemon to be consumed, to decrease that, to help that market, right? And I just kind of thought about, what if you could consume like other legendaries, Shaman, Zapdos, Articuno, Entei, etc., to reset the timer? We need a legendary sync in this game very badly. I think it actually like makes a lot of sense to need to like consume another legendary Pokemon to reset the timer to be able to use Darkrai. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. It would be very, very good for the market. Obviously, I think the average player or the casual player would not like the sound of that. Consume a full legendary is way too much. I'm pretty sure they're cheaper than Mystic Watches right now, dude. I'm going to be honest. Or at least close to it, right? So Mystic Watches cost 200k. What's the cheapest legendary right now? Probably like Articuno. It's like double the price. Like, and it would go up in price, and that's okay. We need a legendary sync so bad. A legendary sync is without a legendary sync, legendaries will just continue to tank and tank and tank and be worthless and be like nothing. And that was like something PokeMMO wanted to avoid for decades, was not make legendaries trivial and not make them worthless. And Articuno is on the path there, as are many others, if we don't do something about it. Hey Pat, what do you think of a separate follower slot in which isn't actually a Pokemon in your party, but rather a Pokemon like in your boxes, that you could have a legendary or shiny as your follower sprite? So kind of like, there's a word for this. It's a transmog, right? Like in World of Warcraft. I don't play enough WoW. Played classic WoW, but that was it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really, yeah, that just sounds awesome. The idea of having like a visual, focusing more on visuals and vanities and showing things off in PokeMMO, I think is really important. I say this all the time. There's a reason why I do fashion contests and why I do shiny showcases in PokeMMO. People work really hard in PokeMMO. People put a ton of hours into the game. They put a ton of Pokeyen, a ton of time, a ton of effort, right? You should be like praised and rewarded and hyped up, and like people should be like, oh man, like that's, wow, you have a shiny Bagon. That's really fucking cool. Like I can tell you put a lot of time and effort into it, right? So I try to host these events for people to show off these things, because there's really not that many ways in PokeMMO which you can show off how much time and effort you've put into the game, right? Shiny hunting is one of them, vanity stuff, but like even vanities, a lot of players just don't know what they are, they don't know the values, they may not be able to see them. And the shiny hunting, you can only have one follower sprite at a time. You can't really do like boxes of all your, like, there's a lot of stuff like to factor in. So and anything that increases our ability to flex, kind of funny, but true, is a positive change in my opinion. As a shiny hunter, Patrouski, why would you sell dust balls? Doesn't it give you a better chance of a shiny for you? This is like a legit good question that brings up the question of opportunity cost, right? So if I sell my Mysterious, well, also I'm also holding some Mysterious, like I think I have like over 100 or so Mysterious as like an investment. But in terms of why would I hold it? Why would I sell any? Why would I, I'm gonna sell them later on. So same point, right? There's an opportunity cost there, right? I could spend that Pokeyen to get those Mysterious balls, right? And have that chance, right? Where Mysterious dust balls cost like 40k a piece, right? Or I could go buy like 4 fossils, right? Or how many like Dittos is this for like eggs, right? There's a lot of other things that I could spend this like I could get 10 Dittos, right? And one Mysterious dust ball, which represents not very good shinies, versus having the chance at an egg shiny or rare shiny. There's so many other things. Pokeyen is really a tool in PokeMMO used to do whatever you want to do. And a lot of what I want to do is shiny hunting. I always say it cost me around 150 million Pokeyen to go for Shiny Rampardos. So it was super, super expensive, right? I don't understand Mysterious Dust Balls. Why would I pay 40k for one random Pokemon when I could buy a Dust Ball for 1200 and catch whatever I want? It's due to the low shiny rate. It's due to the time, right? The reason why Mysterious Balls are so expensive, rightfully so, is because they are the quickest. It's also the only way to pay to win to a shiny, which I hate. Mysterious Balls, in my opinion, are one of the worst updates to ever come to the game. it added a way to pay to win to a shiny. You can theoretically now credit card swipe, buy, you know, 1,300 or 1,900 of our mysterious ultra balls, pop donor status, pop shiny charm, and then get a shiny within an ultra ball in an hour and a half. The previous fastest shunt before mysterious ultra balls was 24 hours with ×5 hordes, with like leppas and donor status and whatever, right? Shiny charm. It went down from 24 hours to an hour and a half, and you can credit card swipe for it, and that's also for like an OT, right? Previously, if you credit card swipe for a shiny, it was, okay, you swipe for Pokeyen, and then you go buy a shiny off the GTL, so it's non-OT, so you could tell when someone like didn't, you know, put in the time to quote unquote earn that shiny, right? But mysterious balls are bought by people who are, you know, they're just kind of like a fun little gambling thing, but they do kind of undermine shiny integrity. Very nerd emoji, but it's important, it's relevant, right? It's relevant. This is actually a really good concern to talk about, Soupiest. I actually super agree. We're reaching a point where the devs are getting so much better. Like, they've straight up just gotten more talented with all of their sprite work in terms of the vanities. Like, comparing these to old vanities is like ridiculous. Even like this, the ghostly pointed hat is an old vanity, right? Like, compare this to like any of the flaming stuff. Like, this looks, it's like old league champs versus new ones. Like, it's without them being reworked, right? You can just tell. It's like pretty crazy. The only concern, genuine concern with them getting better and better and better at sprite work is that older vanities that are very valuable may kind of be outshined. They're still going to be rare. Not even may. They still will be rare, right? Things like there's the flaming. Now we have the flaming demon skulls, right? But prior to this, there was the flaming skulls. Things like and those were. I'll see if I can find any in Team Mister right now. These are the flaming skulls are old, very, very, very expensive. It costs like 1 to 2 billion guesstimate. It's a tough to price check stuff like that, but they're billions of Pokeyen, multiple billions possibly. I'm trying to see if anyone has one. Usually Turtle wears one sometimes. Yeah, so perfect. Thank you so much for always having this, Turtle. Turtle has one. This is the old orange flaming skull, and it still looks very cool, and it's its own sort of look, but man, like, I feel like the flaming demon, you know, like, it's kind of just an upgraded version to some extent, right? It's obviously different, it has horns and such, but it might affect the price of older vanities. Older vanities, they'll still be rare, and they'll still be collectible, and they'll still be appreciated for that, but some people might even prefer the old look, right? But I think it's something to consider that their price might be affected by the new stuff, which is not really a good or a bad thing. It's just a thing that might happen, right? Something to consider. Dude, I think it's super fair. I've seen a lot of people in chat, and I'm going to do a very similar thing. It's good to take a break now while you can before Christmas, right? Event season is brutal. Event season is relentless. When an event drops, it is full steam ahead for like at least the first 5 to 7 days, right? Trying to get everything done as much as possible. It's really intense. It's so overwhelming, right? It's so overwhelming. It's super fair to take your break now while you can, right? Between the end of Halloween and Christmas coming up. If you aren't that tired, or if you want to keep playing, preparing in that middle ground period is super beneficial. Preparing possible raid mons, prepping Pokeyen, etc., etc. But if you prep beforehand, or if you just can't, like, don't do it just to make yourself miserable, right? So I think a lot of players will be taking a nice, decent break after Halloween, and or just, you know, passively making Pokeyen, kind of just going through the motions. So I'll probably be doing a similar thing to some extent. That's very normal. Don't feel bad about it. You know, that's the big thing I want to encourage players to you know, event season is intense. It's tough. It takes it out of you. And speaking of, I'm going to call it for today, boys. I had a lot of fun today on stream. Great stream. Got back up to around 2,000 encounters. Broke the 58k dry streak. Hopefully we see a lucky shiny coming up, but I'm really, really happy with this Dawn family. This is literally the happiest I've been for a shiny in a while, because it's not like, even though I'm dry, like, I don't know, it's fine, and like, it's a cool as fuck shiny. I'm very happy with it. Thank you guys for watching. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you did not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the streams on Twitch for streams Monday through Friday. 6 streams a week at the moment, usually at 12 p.m. ET. Discord is down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support my content, if it's earned it from you, it's very important. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations really do allow me to be here. Thank you all for your hard work. Thank you all for your love for this game that I love very, very much. And have a great day. Good luck on your grinds. Peace, Reno, fellas. Hey, what's up? Patrouski here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and if your name is listed here, that means you went above and beyond and supported the channel financially, which allows me to even be here and have the time to do this. So thank you so very much.